Now, you are gonna need to know how to be fearless, because it is possible for you to play completely fearless, ready for your game, ready to ball, and we're gonna give you the exact ways to do that, because there are some players that have absolutely taken that mentality, bottled it up into themselves, and then thrown it onto the field. Who am I thinking of when I'm saying that? Zidane. I'm thinking of Zidane. You know why I'm thinking that? Because this guy did that whole thing throughout his entire career, as cool as it could be, and then he did it as a coach. The same mentality, the same fearlessness, the same way that he goes there. And I'm not saying he's the only one. Other people you can think of. Pirlo. I played against this guy. How does he coach? The same way. Ancelotti. How's he coach? I wish I could say what he does when he celebrates. You guys know what I'm talking about. Put it down in the comment section. Can't talk about it here. But this is what we need to get to you. How can you be this guy? Because you can. Don't think for a second that if you have fears, jitters, butterflies before a game that you cannot do this. You can. Now, how do you do this? Well, you can do this by first acknowledging that whenever you have jitters, whenever you have an issue, it's coming from an external source. How do I know that? Well, I know that if we put you alone with the ball, that you have no problem whatsoever doing all the tricks and all the stuff when no one's watching. You don't have an issue at all. You try all the crazy stuff. You do some weird stuff. You're crazy, okay? You don't think anybody's watching, you get crazy. I know it, because I'm crazy too, okay? And that's the thing that we want to take from our training alone, especially when we're training alone with no one there to see us trying the knuckleball, the new trick, the new skill, all that stuff, and taking that to training now, where we feel, okay, I can be that type of player that does the step over. You want to feel like you're the guy that can rock up the training with shades on inside, or train with shades on. You want to be this guy? You have to continue to turn the focus from the outside to the in. What do you want to do? How do you want to be? How do you want to play? In training. Now, this is a place for you to work on stuff. Why are you worried about what someone else is going to say? It doesn't make any sense. That's where the fear sets in. That's where the anxiety sets in. What are they going to tell me? They're going to, oh my God, and they're going to say this, and they're going to tell somebody, and they're going to talk about it, and then, oh my God, oh, who cares? Who cares? Are you serious right now? Are you not out there doing the thing that you love, having fun, doing that? That's all you need to worry about. How were you yesterday? How are you today? How will you be tomorrow? That's the reason you do that, all right? And if you don't think like that, you will be a slave to everyone else's opinions and thoughts, and in that training, you will suck. And no one will care. It'll just be kind of funny. Like, what's wrong with him? I don't know. Some people are watching him and he can't do it. Doesn't matter, all right? You guys know this. Run through the logical thing. If there's thousands of people watching you, you can't even worry about every single one of them. What does it matter? Move on. We've already told you that you don't need to have an external thought. What you really need is something to focus on. And I've kind of hinted at that. Because if you're not worried about what other people are thinking, what are you worried about? And worry is the wrong word. It's simply a focus. Where is your focus? Where is your attention? If you look at Zidane, his focus and attention is always on trying to manage and maintain the game. Maradona was excellent at this as well. How do I manage and maintain the game? The game flows through them. And it doesn't matter what position you are. If you're a striker, you're not thinking about controlling the game. That's those midfielders, that's their job. It's the defender's job to stop the goals. It's the goalie's job to stop the shots. Your job as a striker is to put the goals in the net. So all your thinking and all your focus needs to be on that. What is the result that you want in the end? Because there's a million things that you can worry about, okay? Is this pass going well? Is this gonna be good? What am I gonna do in the next game? Am I gonna start this game? Am I gonna start the next game? All this stuff, what? God, what? No, okay? Choose your focus, and choose your focus wisely, all right? It doesn't have to be even a goal. You might just wanna be enjoying yourself. You might wanna put yourself in positions in the game as a striker that you always love and know to be in. If it's always getting crosses, you wanna make sure you're always in the box for those crosses. If you like to shoot outside the box, make sure you're checking to get the ball outside the box. If you like to take people on, find some space. Get the ball where you have tons of space and you can run at these players. Each and every one of you knows something about your game. Each and every one of you knows that there is something about the game that you are very, very good at. And it's most likely that whenever you get yourself in this position, in this setup, all you've got to do is make sure I got the ball and I can do it. And you probably do it automatically. And if you can do it automatically, it's very hard for you to worry about things that you do. If I ask you to get a glass of water, you don't, no, you just pick up the water and you drink it. That's it. That's the type of simplicity that we need from you right now, okay? Now, I've talked about a lot, all right? And you're probably thinking, well, all these things, I've kind of done this. Well, what about your consistency and your discipline to do it? If you do it once, I don't expect anything out of this, all right? And we're gonna get into some actual things that you can do day by day, night by night, morning by morning, in order to change and shift the way that you think and what you do. It's gonna be impossible for you to do anything without consistency and discipline. One day of training, 1 week of training is nothing. There are a ton of weeks in the year. What you need to do is push yourself past 51%. What that means is that you need to be having more momentum towards the good things than the bad. Because if you're not doing anything, you're actually going backwards, okay? If you're engaged in bad habits, you're going backwards. If you're only engaged in a little bit of good, that's not enough. We need to hit that 51% mark where things start turning towards you, and then you can have momentum. And momentum you can build. It's simply energy. And this is probably the craziest video you've ever heard on anxiety on the game, but after playing with so many top players and playing against so many top players in good leagues and against players that are playing for their national team and stuff like this, you start to pick up an idea of that fearlessness is just kind of the name of the game. And guys build it and cultivate it in different ways. One way that you can do this is by immediately waking up, and upon waking up, before you get with the world, before you get the phone and the TV and the people that are gonna talk to you and gonna talk trash and tell you that you're not good and all this, take this time with yourself. Can you just take a second before you pick up the TikTok scroll, okay? And then start to think, what is it that I wanna be doing? How can I do this? Why am I not the player that I wanna be? Why am I not moving and doing this? Feel yourself as this badass. If you can't take 5 minutes before the world hits you, then you guys have not set up your day and your life in the right scope, okay? And so before even telling you to structurally and formally, yeah, you have to meditate 6 hours, it's not about that. It's about you taking some time for you to feel yourself as the type of player, as the baller, all right? A few minutes every day. Take some music, take a walk, be in nature, whatever it is, but just take some seconds to actually believe that you can do this, you can be that player. So many of you guys are gonna avoid this. I know so many people here are gonna have resistance against actually trying this and doing this, but if you can do in the morning, in the middle of the day, and at night, take some time to actually feel yourself as the badass that you should be, you will start to change your game. And then you will start to change your life. Because the truth is that this is not just for football. We gave you a double whammy of a video today. I'm gonna need you to like, I'm gonna need you to comment, I'm gonna need you to subscribe. I'm gonna need you to check out all the gear we have right down below in the description box from us here at Unisport, because we've got the great stuff. Can you go get it? Yes, you can. And you can leave a comment. Fearless 2025. We love you. Will John out.